How to find your passion as a man. In this video, I'll break down exactly how you guys can find your passion in 15 minutes or less. I haven't worked a job since 2021. I started my own online fitness business, and I'm living outside the matrix, where I was able to make money, pay bills, and pretty much live on my own terms. In great shape. So I've done it. But it took me time, and it wasn't easy. Back in 2021, I was working a job as a personal trainer and doing DoorDash on the side. So around this time 3 years ago, or around this time 4 years ago, that was my reality. I loved personal training. I love helping people. I love, being in the gym working out. As you guys can see, I'm in great shape. But it just wasn't paying the bills. So I literally had to do an extra job with DoorDash and Uber Eats to get the bills paid. At the time, I was living with my girlfriend during that time. At that time, I kick it to the curb. At this point, we're done. So, but that's what it was like, and she wasn't my type, but that's who I could get. That's who I could get. And a lot of people are living lives. A lot of guys are living lives on what they can get. Oh, I'm just good enough for this. I'm just good enough for that. So I'll just take this. I'll just take that. That's the same way I was living back in 2021. The same exact way, because I had a boss back then who really didn't let me open up Pandora's box. I had to stay in one lane, just personal train people. Just do this one job, and that's it. But I felt I was worth more than just personal training inside of a fucking gym all day. I loved it. I loved the connection with the people. But I love business. I love connecting with people and helping them grow in fitness and outside of fitness. And I wasn't being compensated for it, but that didn't matter back then. I was still happy to work with the people every single day. And a lot of you guys right now are doing the same thing at your jobs. You're working a job, your boss is telling you exactly what to do, but you're more than that. You're better at other things. You're better at your job and other things on top of it. But your boss is want to keep you in one fucking box. Even though you're better than that motherfucker as well. You're better than him. You work more hours. You do this, do that. But he makes more just because he has a title of manager. And back then, man, the thing that led me to quit my job back in 2021, it was December 21st, 2021. I quit my job and never worked ever again in my life for another person. And what drew me to that situation was me and my boss was butting heads around, I say, November, December-ish, where it all led up to one day where, he told me, if you want to talk to me, book a meeting. And I booked the meeting for like 7 a.m. in the morning to where we can go in the office and talk about ideas of how to market the gym, how to market different sales packages. He was going to teach me of how to get more leads in sales. And I was finally going to step my foot into doing sales inside of a gym legitimately. And before we could even get to that meeting, the thing that happened was a lack of respect. So you would never understand your passion, or you would never find your passion if you tolerate disrespect. And when we booked that meeting for 7 a.m., this motherfucker showed up 30 minutes later at 7:30 a.m. And I gotta drive 45 minutes to the gym. I gotta wake up at 4 to get to the gym at 5. And I'm there at 5:36. And his ass is 30 minutes late, and he lives 5 minutes away. And I was done with it. I was like, this is bullshit. This is fucked up, And then we went in the office. I told him about the late shit. So if I'm on time, you make sure you're on time. And I'm telling my boss this shit, the manager, the sales manager. Hey, if I'm on time, and you book a meeting, we booking meetings together. You ass better be on time. I didn't say like that, but I'm like, you need to be on time. I said that shit. I said a lot more other shit. To the point where he said this one thing to me where he was like, man, if you wanna make the rules in this gym, get your own gym. Once you can make the rules for your gym, once you have your own gym, then you can make the rules. That's what he told me. And then a week later, I quit. I said, okay, fuck it, I'm done. A week later, I quit my job. I didn't know how the fuck I was gonna pay bills. I quit. But I knew I had a passion for helping people. I knew deep down I had a passion for fitness and helping people. So the most logical choice was to let's find another gym and let's pay this new gym, the manager, let's pay him for us to train our own clients in there. So all we're doing is paying for the gym space. So at this point, we're going from worker to now we're a worker and we're bringing in clients in our own business. We're keeping track of our clients. We're collecting 100% of payments. We're doing this, doing that. So we're moving on to entrepreneurship. And this was top of 2022. And when I left that commercial gym and went to the private gym with my own clients, I had like 6-7 clients on board coming with me. So I was scared shitless because, of course, the natural progression in the beginning, people are gonna fade away. But the passion of helping people and really understanding my passion and my purpose of what I wanted to do really changed the game. Because if I just quit my job, if I didn't know what my purpose was, if I quit my job and I didn't know what my passion was, I would have been homeless. I would have had to go get a job at McDonald's. I would not be here right now. I would not be making this video right now if I didn't have my passion and purpose. If I didn't lock in on it. So how can you find your true passion and true purpose? But it all boils down to, who are you? What have you been through, and who are you? Are you a former athlete? Are you a guy who you wanted to work in the medical field? Are you a guy who wanted to work in IT? Are you good with women? Like, what skill can you provide to other people where they can't get it anywhere else, or they may want to get a little bit faster? And then when you figure out who are you, you got to also figure out, can I do this shit for free? Can I suffer my ass off for free for a year or two and make no money just to develop my skills? Because that's what I did. In the very beginning, during the pandemic, during 2020, I literally was training my friends and family for free during the pandemic. Training them for free, no money at all. Going outside and training them at the park, at different places outside, at home, for free, no money. Or for like $20 an hour. That's how I started. But I love helping people so much. I love talking about the mind. I love talking about behavior psychology. I love talking about fitness and nutrition so much. And I love seeing the transformation of people so much that I knew this was my passion. I knew this is what I would call for. Once you figure out something you can do for at least a year or two for free, just to put a smile on your fucking face, that's how you know you found your passion. And once you found your passion, nobody else can take that shit from you. Nobody else can just try to instill their wills on you. You're not chasing nobody's validation. You're not chasing nobody's respect. You're not chasing the money anymore. Because you know who you are. You know what you can do. Of course, the business side, the marketing, sales, all that is skills that you can develop. But many people are suffering because they don't have this fundamental system. And a lot of guys who I talk to on my sales calls, they are pretty clueless what their passion is. Many guys I work with are getting in shape, building muscle, losing weight. But other than that, they don't really have a purpose outside of life other than their job and fitness. Most guys I coach are single. They're not that great with women. But it all goes down to you don't have your passion locked in. And if you don't have your passion locked in, then that means you don't know who you are. You have a self-identity problem. Your identity is lost. So it goes back to how can you find your identity? Well, I would get a paper and write down on one half a list of my strengths, and on the other half write down a list of my weaknesses. on one piece of paper. Draw a line in the middle, top left strengths, top right weaknesses, and fill that paper out until you just brained up everything. Then from then on, you can start to understand what your strengths are, what you can double down on, and what your weaknesses are, and things you have to improve on over time. One of my weaknesses is communication. I'm a terrible speaker. As you guys can see, I'm stumbling over my words. I'm stuttering. I'm doing this and that. I talk fast. So communication for me is something that I want to improve upon. It's something I want to get better at. You know, a strength for me was I'm an analytical thinker. So I think a lot with my numbers. I think visually. So I think by breaking things down. Very, very key in detail. I'm very detail oriented. That's a strength. So I knew I can double down on strength. I can create simple but elaborate programs that track progress for my clients. And I was able to make a living off of that. For the past 3 years, I've been making a living just off my strength. Just off being super detailed and oriented. That one strength, I've been able to make a living off that. So that's all you guys can have to do is figure out what are you good at and what are you bad at. The things you're good at, double down on it, lock in on it, let it go, fly, push it. The things you're bad at, let's work on that over time. But the things you're good at are gonna make you money faster. The things you're good at is gonna help you find your purpose faster. The things you're good at is gonna help you get whatever you want faster. But you must figure out who you are. You must find your self-identity first. And that's what I did. And if you do that today, literally, by the end of the day, you'll be able to find out what your passion is. Just by diving deeper. Let's get it. Let's go.